Welcome everyone. We're going to analyze or the highlights differences between fiction and non-fiction. As you know that as students of English literature, frequently we make the same mistake. We don't know what is fiction, what is non-fiction. Can anyone share your ideas? What is fiction and what is non-fiction? Imaginary things. Anything else? There is no reality. And non-fiction? Can you give an example? Anyone? Shat by Chompa is a fiction. Obviously, it's an imaginary things, and there is no Thakur Marjuli. Anything else? Then what is non-fiction? No idea. Sure. Okay. So you have seen fiction pretend not real imagination. Fiction means what? Pretend not real imagination. Not real imagination. Not real, but of what? Imagination. So, three ideas we have got from this slide. First of all, what? Fiction refers to what? Pretension. Then of what? There is no connectivity of reality. Third one is imagination. You have read already Animal Farm. You have seen that. It's a pretension. Pretension of what? Though it has another inner meaning, but at the same time there is no connectivity with what? With the reality. Have you ever seen or anyone heard that is there any kingdom for the animals where the king can rules? No, we haven't heard it. Then of what? There is no reality as well. Because pigs are of what? Singing. Dogs are of what? Controlling the much people. Boxer, he is of what? Performing all the working class people, etc., etc. These are of what? Imagination. This is the imagination. When you imagine something, you must remember that you have some intention. Intention of what? To express something else. As well. So, this is the differences between fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is not of what? Not real, whereas non-fiction is real. For example, newspaper news. Newspaper news is a what? Non-fiction. Medical science book, that is the non-fiction. History books, that is of what? Non-fiction. But prose, poetry, drama, these are of what? Fiction. So have you understood what is the difference between which we should call fiction? I mean of what? Three things. Must remember that. Which is what? Which is imaginative, which has no reality, and which is pretended. And then what? Story talk. Whereas non-fiction is a fact talk. For example, a newspaper presentation, they are highlighting what? Situation or the facts. They have tried to highlight it one. Then read to enjoy. Why we are reading the poems? Suppose a person, when he is in love, he or she tries to what? Write or read some poems. For what? Getting some pleasure. When you are in bus, you are trying to read a novel, drama, or poems. Why? To get the entertain yourself, to remove the monotony. Okay? So for getting pleasure, with information, with suggestion, with instruction, people read of what? Fiction. Whereas read to learn. You need some fact, you need some rigid information, clear information, true information. In that case, you are trying to what? Read of what? Read non-fiction. Got the point? Okay, second, next one is what? Read in order. Read in order. I mean, so what? When you start reading a novel, you have to what? Follow the order. You cannot jump. If you jump there, you cannot get the meaning as well. For example, in a poem, there are 100 stanzas. If you read first one, third one, then ninth one, or irregularly if you want to follow it, what does it mean that? You may not get the meaning. But regarding non-fiction, you can jump. You can get the meaning. Okay? Then of what? Another aspect is what? Illustration. Then that is of what? Photos, what? Charts, graphs. Non-fiction. What is it? Some art photos. There are some photos on the wall in your department. You have seen that these have the power to speak out. Speak out. I mean, so what? It can tell what is the event. What was the event? And of what? When you have seen a chart or graph, you can understand the ratio. In cricket match or football match, we have seen that a players what performance is shown in a graph. You can understand. You can get the information. I mean, support. You need the information. You need the fact. As a result, we are using it. But there should have some illustration. Then, which illustration you are using? That is of what? Words, sentence, language. Only the language is used in fiction, but in non-fiction you can use anything else. Even the gesture, posture, that is also to some extent the part of the fiction as well. Then of what? Last one is what? Beginning, mid and end. Obviously a poem must have a beginning, must have a middle, must have an end. Similarly, a novel, we have seen that there is a beginning, middle and end. A drama must have beginning, middle and end. But regarding of what? Non-fiction, you need not have of what? It need not have beginning, middle or end. One is enough. Okay? Table of contents. Table of contents. At the very beginning, early of the books, we have seen that. You have seen what? Contents. Contents, okay? Table. Then in fiction, purpose is what? To entertain. Already we have mentioned that. That the purpose to learn, to teach you, to get the information. Read to enjoy. And it is read to information. And read in order means of word. Order means here beginning, middle and end. And here read in any order. From anywhere you can get it. And story elements. For a story, either it can be a poem, sorry, it can be a poem, it can be a prose, anything else. If it is a fiction, there must have what? Some characters, settings, events, plot, problems, solutions. If there is no problem and solution, you may not be entertained. At the same time, you may not be received any instruction, lesson. But text of non-fiction is what? Table of contents. It is not mandatory. There is no necessity of having of what? Characters, setting, events, problems, or the solution. That of what is mandatory? Table of contents, index, keywords. Then of what? Glossary. Then of what? Caption. I mean, so when you will place a photos, then you need a caption is there. Okay. Then what? Diagrams. Then levels, maps, charts, and some other things as well. So this is the basic difference between the fiction and non-fiction. So this chart mentioned that there are three segmentation. You have seen that. I mean, it's a word. Two portions are saying that these are completely different from each other, but one is what? Common to each one. Okay. First one of what? Animal stock. As you have mentioned, the Thakurmar Juli or something else, or Shat by Champa, or animal forms. These are what? Animal stocks. Okay. Then pretense. Animals wear clothes. Animals have the what? In animal forms, we have seen that they are taking a what? Milk, wine. They are sleeping in luxurious beds. Then what? Magic, ghost, appearance of the ghost. For example, you may have read the first scene of Hamlet, where you have seen the ghost is there. Okay? And what? Funny pictures. On the other hand, non-fictions, real people gives information, maps, real pictures have captions, index, glosary. But the fiction and non-fictions, which are the similar, both have the title. Without having the title, you may not understand it. When you read a newspaper article, there must have a what? Have a title. Without title, you may not show your interest why I should read it. Okay. Similarly, without having the name of the title of a poem or the drama, you cannot read it. Okay. So title is common in both. Then what? Pictures. Sometimes we have seen that some pictures are shown. Okay. Table of contents and words. Words means a word. Here it shows the language as well. Okay. Then another way we can define it. These are the repetition, actually the summary of the previous slides. That is a word. Fiction means a word. Literature. I means a word. All the poems, all the what? Proses, then novels, dramas, short stories. These are what? These are the fiction. These are the fiction of the literature. Then non-fiction means a word. Informal. Okay. So that must have setting. There is a fact. Setting means a word. Time, action, and place must have there. But in case regarding non-fiction, facts is important. Time, place, action is not mandatory or necessity things. Tells a story. Photographs tells a story while in fiction, but in non-fiction, photographs is important. Okay. Then real or fake. The fiction may be real or fake. Real or animal form. It has a reality. At the same time, it has a what? It has a reality. It has the what? Fake as well. As we are going to read Gulliver Travels, we'll see that. We'll see. It seems to be the fake. Whenever we analyze it from the historical perspective and contemporary perspective, political perspective, religious perspective, we'll see that it has a real ground as well. I mean some word. In fiction, it is a compilation of both. Both means of word, real and fake. Then a what? Gives information. Which gives only the information? That is the non-fiction. And fiction highlights of what? Problem. That is of what? Captions and table. Captions and tables. Solutions. Table of context. There is no solution you will get. You will see that. But the solution is there. I mean, suppose as you have read, Riders to the Sea, when Bradley is going to the main island, there is a problem. Their problem arises. When problem arises, he gives the solution. That if I fail to come back 3 days or 4 days or 7 days, and in which way or how the other members of the family earn their livelihood, he gives the instructions. I mean, some solution is there. Okay? But in fact, in newspaper articles you have seen that sometimes you have seen that there is only the fact is given, placed. There may not be any solution. For example, 2 days or 3 days ago, when Gazipur City Corporation election was postponed, all the newspaper wrote some news or introduced the facts, but there was no solution how to overcome the problem. But in literature you will get it as well. Then that must have the illustration. Illustration means of what? You must have the explanation. Explanation. Without explanation, without hints, without solution, no one can get the meaning. But here, what? Main idea is given. Main idea. Because you are reading for what? Getting the information. Not for the entertainment or something else. And next one is what? Characters. But what? Supporting details. Character means of what? Why we are not telling that is a character? I am the real man who is delivering my lecture now. But I am not the character here. Why? Whenever you are imagining something else. For example, if I today tell that tomorrow I will discuss on it. I will discuss the matter. In that time, if you imagine something else and if you imagine me, I means what? The imagination one will be the character. Okay? So here I am the real fact. So what is the differences between fiction and non-fictions and other things in details we are going now. Fictions refers to literature created from the imagination. Mysterious, science fiction, romance, fantasy, lit, crime tales are all fiction genres. Examples of classical fiction included some things you may have read. You will read George Orwell's 1984. Then another one is a word Herbert Lee's Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Okay, and Annual Forms or Jonathan Swift's Gulliver Travels. These are what? These are the fiction. Non-fiction refers to literature based in fact. It is the broadest category of literature. The non-fiction department has books and videos in many categories including biography, businesses, cooking, health, fitness, pets, crafts, home decorating, language, travel, home important, religion, art and music, history, self-help, show, crime, sciences and humor. We also have a section of popular and award winning documentary DVDs. These are what? Non-fiction. Now you are using a word YouTube channels. These are what? Non-fiction. Because these are presenting some information, some facts. Okay?
So there is fiction and non-fiction.
Which one? No, based on that DVDs or CDs. This is a what? This is the non-fiction. But the incidents, what he is representing, it represents, that is the fiction maybe or the non-fiction. But the terms, the DVD or the paper or the books, this is a what? Non-fiction. Okay? So any question from your side regarding fiction and non-fiction? I think you may have understood what is the difference between fiction and non-fiction. So thank you all.